What is going on, YouTube people? Today we are going to discuss, are there any actual buying opportunities in this wild market? I myself have been very picky to start the beginning of the year where I am deploying money in sealed Pokemon, just because everything went absolutely crazy for the last month or so. For the most part, things have kind of chilled out a little bit. Everything leveled up, and now we are in a plateau period pretty much across the board outside of a few specific products. But generally speaking, everything went to the moon. We have now arrived at the moon, and we're just hanging out there for a little bit. Now, whether do we go back to Earth or do we continue on to Mars? That is what remains to be seen. For myself personally, I already have some sort of position in all the various product from the last 2 to 3 years that I bought when this stuff was dirt cheap. So I am not looking to necessarily rebuy in to products that I already have inventory of at considerably higher prices. You know, I'm not going to run out and buy Brilliant Stars when I bought it for 150 bucks or under, or Lost Origins when I bought it for 80 or 85 bucks a box. I'm not going to go spend 350 a box on it now. Do I think that it could still go up? Yes, but that's a risk that I'm not willing to take on. My whole philosophy behind sealed Pokemon is picking up deals where I can and then playing the waiting game, not buying at crazy FOMO prices and going from there. Now, if you're coming in fresh, or maybe you have limited funds, or maybe you're in the same boat as me, you have positions, you're not necessarily, maybe you're selling off a little bit or reevaluating things, but I am always looking for the next potential purchase when it comes to sealed. There are two obvious candidates, and they're the ones that a lot of other people have talked about as well, but I figured it was at least worth addressing. And there's a third, but it's a wait, and you're going to have to get a little lucky and pick your spots. And we're still not 100% sure what's going to happen with it. We'll talk about that one last. The two elephants in the room are Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles. And the reason I wanted to make this video now is Vivid Voltage is not going to last long. According to online stock checkers, as of yesterday, I believe Vivid Voltage was very close to 3,000 boxes remaining on Pokemon Center. That's not a lot. If it keeps at current pace, it'll probably sell out in about a week. If it accelerates, which I would not be surprised at, there's a decent chance it runs a lot faster and is gone in a couple of days. Now, when I talk about stuff like this, I feel like I need to put a few caveats out there. I am not buying this stuff to air quote get rich. I am not taking on debt to do this. I have traditional investments. I have, a stable life situation. I'm not expecting this stuff to pay for my retirement, to take me to the moon and back again. I find investing in sealed fun. As weird as that sounds, I find this fun and entertaining to buy sealed boxes with stop tape on it and stick it on a shelf and then watch them hopefully go up, pay attention to what they do, and then go forward from there. Are there better things that you could stick your money in? Absolutely there are. This should be an ancillary thing for you. So with those kind of out of the way, that's my mindset and where I'm at. Because if you're leveraging credit cards or paying interest on this stuff, you're going about it the wrong way. If you have a ton of debt, pay down your debt. Don't chase Pokemon sealed boxes. Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles. Were printed to the moon and back again. They have some popular cards in them. You'll get mixed results on the sealed or the singles people, the singles investors and flippers and collectors on which one they like better. I've seen arguments for both sides. I don't necessarily care. They seem fairly equal. There's different aspects of each individual box that people like. Regardless, Vivid Voltage is about to sell out. Typically, I do not have a crystal ball. I do not have a magic 8 ball. I do not have I do not have a DeLorean. But typically when these things sell out, they usually jump up in price. It's just, for whatever reason, that's what we usually see. Pokemon Center basically puts an artificial ceiling on this stuff, Once they sell out of inventory, and especially these sets, these are not getting reprinted. They are gone. Everyone gets FOMO and starts chasing on the secondary market, and it shoots the prices up. Battle Styles forever had 20,000 plus listed in inventory on Pokemon Center, which is like a default number that it just gets to when there's a certain number of inventory. At least that's what it appears like. Just recently, it dropped below 15,000, which means we are now starting to see some movement on that set. At current rate, that'll take, probably a month or two to sell out potentially. We'll have to see how things go with that. But that's another one to put on your radar. Now, I purchased last month, full disclosure, I own one case of Voltage that I bought at full MSRP off Pokemon Center. I am probably, at some point in time, I'll probably wait till next month because I think we have a little bit of time on this one. At some point in time, I will get some Battle Styles. I did not own either one of these two sets. I started in the Lost Origins, Chilling Reign, Brilliant Stars, Silver Tempest era of Sword and Shield stashing boxes. So this was a little before my time getting in. And I am willing to be patient on these. I do not need these to instantly go to $300 and then run to sell them on the marketplace and double my money. I am perfectly fine buying these and sitting them on the shelf for a few years and seeing what happens. Now, if they go to the moon sooner than that, great. If they don't, perfectly okay with that too, and that's how I expect it to go. I do probably, I wouldn't be surprised if these shot up to around 200 a box and then kind of sat there for a while, and then we kind of see what happens. These are actually already more expensive on the secondary market. If we look at Battle Styles, it is currently at $165 on TCG Player plus $5 shipping plus tax. Whereas over here on Pokemon Center, you can get it for $143 plus tax with free shipping. So it's actually already trading slightly over, the market value is already slightly over what you could get it for on Pokemon Center. Same thing with Vivid Voltage. These two boxes are basically running in line with each other. $165 free shipping included here, so you save like $5. But basically speaking, these two boxes are virtually the same on the secondary market. And if you look at their little charts over the last 3 months, they have done very similarly. This box was sitting in the 150s, and then it has really taken off over the last month along with everything else. And same thing with Battle Styles. This was 135, and this really spiked up a lot faster. So those are the two obvious ones that you could get at relatively decent prices. The other thing, which I didn't pull up screens of these, the other thing that I would keep in mind is any Scarlet and Violet box under 150 at least interests me. Once again, I have positions in all of those already that I spent much closer to $100 a box, in some cases well under $100 a box on. So I am not necessarily chasing anything there, but it's at least something to keep an eye out for. Personally, I would rather go back, and maybe this is me because I don't have positions in these products, I would rather go back and buy a couple boxes of Battle Styles than I would most Scarlet and Violet era stuff. But that's just where I'm at because I already have Scarlet and Violet era stuff. So it's just really going to depend on what you have or what you're looking for. The sneakier one, and this is one that you're going to need to get a little lucky on. 151, as many other content creators have reported on, is showing back up at distribution, specifically booster bundles. So those may be hitting. Blooming Waters is flooding the market right now. If anything in 151 dips, I will slide right on in and I will be a buyer. Just yesterday on Sunday afternoon, 151 booster bundles went up at Target. The seller was like an ancillary company of MJ Holdings. They were $50 a pop, which is about $10 over what they normally retail for, but almost $20 less. They're doing like 65 to 67 bucks individually. Max limit was 12. I ordered 12 at $50 a pop. If I see stuff like that with 151, I will not hesitate to pounce. The one thing that I would really like to get my hands on, which I could find them right now for $650, I'm just hoping maybe it dips with this influx of supply. I would like a sealed booster bundle display or two. I have 32 booster bundles, make it 44 now with this last order of 12. Most of those I spent under 40 bucks on, other outside this last set. But I am just keeping my eyes open for any discounts on 151 or any price drops in 151, because I am more than willing to buy back in some more 151 supply to stash and ride out the long term with that, as it is one of the most, if not the most popular set outside of the two most recent releases. So that's the other thing that I really have my eyes on, is any discounts on 151 with a reprint coming. And then from there, once again, the rumor is from plenty of other content creators is that Surging Sparks booster boxes are coming soon. I will be keeping my eye on what those go to on a restock. How much does booster box restock affect the market prices on Surging Sparks? I believe right now they're pushing 250 in the current market. I am not willing to pay a 250 for a Surging Sparks box. Once again, I already have 8 of them at pretty strong pricing for what I'm into them for. But even if they drop to full MSRP, like if they pop up on Pokemon Center at full MSRP, I would probably be a buyer, at least on a couple. I don't know that I would buy a full case because that'd be pretty spendy. I am not made of money, but I would definitely grab a few more to stash away because I still do like that set on the long term. But that's where I'm at currently in today's current market in regards to where I am looking to deploy money. Once again, be sensible, be reasonable. Do not leverage debt to go chase Pokemon stuff. You should be, in my opinion, if you're going to do stuff like this, you should be pretty well off in your other, whether it be retirement situations, debt management, that sorts of stuff. Reserved Investments, great YouTube channel, just did a wonderful video about this on Sunday. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he posts, but I think generally speaking, he has extremely sound advice 95% of the time. And he dropped a very, very good video with some very, very good safeguards. It's kind of talking about safeguards and how to go about, if you're going to speculate on collectibles and stuff like this, that make sure you have a balanced home front. But that the home front is taken care of, and that this is all ancillary spending, that if you're buying this stuff, if it goes to zero, it's not going to decimate you. And I think that is a very, very wise position to take. It's easy for us to sit here behind microphones and screens and be like, oh yeah, go buy this, go buy that. You should buy this. You should buy that. Blah, blah, blah. Do this, do that, do this. When every individual person is different and you need to make your own individual decisions for what and how you want to spend your money. These are just things that I am looking at because it fits my situation. So, with all those wonderful caveats out of the way, that is all I have for you, boys and girls. Everyone have a wonderful day, and we will catch you on the next one. Peace.